Hey, this is a long-term review, almost 3 years and an estimated 70 hours on the DK Power model OPC533 Chipper Shredder. So if you guys want to know if this is a good model for your money, I personally think it is, but it's definitely not perfect. Basically, the only issue that I've had with this Chipper Shredder is right here. One of the bolts came off. The chute has 3 bolts holding it on, and these 2 right here are regular bolts that pass through like that. This one right here was a stud that was actually welded onto the drum or whatever you call this. So it was actually welded on there, and that one eventually broke off. I think that one happened after maybe 50 hours in. I'd already chipped quite a lot with this chipper shredder. And as far as these small chipper shredders go, I don't really think you can expect to get like a ton of hours out of a little machine like this. You're not going to get like hundreds of hours or 1,000 hours. You know, it's a really small chipper. It's Chinese built. It's been a pretty good machine. I got this thing at Lowe's for 700 bucks almost 3 years ago, and I just looked on Lowe's website recently and it looked like it was still 700 bucks, and these are still available. 3 things I love about this chipper shredder. It's got the Kohler engine instead of just some generic engine on there. It's got bigger tires than some of the other models. I mean, these are good size tires. Pretty easy to roll this thing around on rough terrain. This machine weighs 165 pounds. And look at this. Rather than just bolt it up where you got to undo a whole bunch of bolts, you just flip that latch. If you're chipping stuff that has a really high leaf to stick ratio when it's green, it can start to build up in here. That's happened to me a couple times where it'll just build up and then the chipper is not really chipping anymore, and all you need to do is open this thing up. Thanks to this great latch, you're not unbolting the whole thing like some of the cheaper chippers. And you take a stick and just pick the stuff out, and then you take a blower, even a battery blower, stick it in there and blow the rest of the stuff out, and it's not really so bad. This top hopper, I don't really use it that much. I use this chute a lot more, but this top hopper does have its purpose, especially for small sticks that are dry. If you got a stack of small sticks that are really crumbly, those things can be kind of hard to even feed in here without just breaking them. When you got those crumbly sticks, you just take those things, smash them down a little bit, push them down in here, and they tend to just fall right down in there pretty easily. So it's really good for that. But you can't put very big branches down here. Seeing this says 3/8 inch or something. Depends on what kind of wood. So this thing has got limited uses in my opinion, but it is very useful for certain material. I love how this right here stays solid, because I've noticed on some chippers these things will come loose and they're really hard to keep, you know, in position like that. This one I never have a problem with it moving. It's very reliable. The gas tank on this is I don't really know exactly, maybe 3/4 gallon, something like that. I would say at least 60 ounces or more. And it'll run this machine for a little over an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, completely full, around there. Right here, the axle pin fell out, so I just did a little makeshift strut nuts and bolt, and it's working real good. So this is what it comes with. Nice little so what I'm guessing happened is it probably got caught on something when I was moving it around. I just didn't notice. This thing's pretty loud, so I got the good ear protection ready. I also always wear eye protection with it. A couple years ago, I thought, I'll be all right for just a little 20 minutes. Nothing really much is flowing out of the chute at me yet. Piece flew right into my eye. Luckily it didn't really hurt me, but as far as gloves go, leather gloves are nice, but it is a little hard to grip the branches with thick, rigid leather gloves. So I usually just stick with these regular mechanic type gloves or whatever. And with this kind of chipper, if you're feeding a thick branch in there, it has a tendency to sort of, if it won't fit in there to chip, it kind of rests right on the edge of the cutter and can vibrate the branch. And this is really what hurts and doesn't feel good. It really doesn't feel great on your hands when that happens. So just keep that in mind. You'll get a little bit of a technique. Okay, we got our fuel line shut off. That was already open. All the way over here to the left is choke. And then just a little bit to the right is full acceleration. Back to off. So put it in choke. Well, it hasn't been started in a month or two. It's not a cold day at all right now. It should start right up. It's got a 2-cycle gas mix in there because that's the only gas I have right now. Ran out of gas, perfect timing, pretty much done. That's what I'm left with. Most of this is too big to want to run through there. There's no point in trying to chip that little thing. Here's all the chips it made. Shoots them pretty far. I mean, some of this stuff went like 25, even 30 feet over there. The quality of chips just depends on what you're running through it. If you're running stuff with a lot of leaves, you're going to get a lot of leaves. Looks like fresh oak, so it's very flexible. It's not going to chip that real well, but you can get some pretty nice little chips in there. I would buy this unit again, even with its flaw, and if they fix that flaw with the bolt that shears off down there, I would give this like 5 out of 5 stars. It has been a pretty good chipper. I haven't exactly been overly nice to this thing. I've fed it some fairly thick, dry sticks, so when the sticks are dry, but they're not getting brittle yet, they're not starting to rot, they're just dry. That's pretty hard on it. It'll take redwood branches pretty well, softwoods, pine. It'll chip that stuff really well. I was running a lot of oak in it earlier. Anyway, keep it covered, keep all the plastics and fuel lines and everything protected from the sun. Keep it covered from the rain. Okay, thanks for watching and have a good day.